So today I wanted to share with you my top 3 TBR February picks. Anybody who's been around for the last couple of months knows that instead of doing a huge TBR, like a very exhaustive TBR, I keep the TBR videos nice and short. I pick 3 books I'm most excited about for the following month, and then whatever I read more than that, if I read more than that, will be a surprise. The first book that I have here is Winter of the World by Ken Follett. This is book 2 in the Century series. I just read Fall of Giants in January. Loved it. Spoiler for the wrap-up. Loved it. Can't wait to get to book 2. I think it's going to be wonderful. It's a little tiny bit smaller than the other one, but essentially you follow the children of characters in the first book, I believe. And the first book was World War I, and I believe, I'm not sure if this one is I think this is World War II, but I'm not entirely sure. I didn't read the back. All I know is that it follows the kids of the people that we followed in the last book. And I'm here for this. I'm excited about it. I love Ken Follett's writing. Looking forward to this book this month. The next book is also probably not a surprise. I have 2 trilogies going at the same time right now. Gives me a little bit of variety in my reading, so I can kind of break it up and not get too much of one thing. Anyway, this is Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. It is book 2 in the Mistborn series. I have no idea what's going to happen in this book. I have not read the back. I don't want to know any spoilers from the first book or anything like that, but essentially, in the first book, it follows a thieving crew who are trying to take down a bad guy. That's all I really want to say. I will have a book talk coming out for anyone who has read Mistborn once I finish all 3. But aside from that, I don't want to say too much because it's like, I feel like it's like the best kept secret. For me, I have never been spoiled by anyone's videos when they talk about Mistborn. I also, more recently, kind of skip over anything that I haven't read because I don't want to get spoiled, but it's so good. It's so good. If you think you might like it, you should go and try it. Previous to this, my only real experience with fantasy, and I would say it almost feels more like historical fiction, but like set in a made-up world because the magical elements are very few and far between, is like the Game of Thrones series. And I always forget if it's A Song of Ice and Fire or A Song of Fire and Ice. I can never remember what the acronym is. But I absolutely love that series. I am waiting for the next one to come out. I got the most recent release, but I don't know if I'll read that anytime soon. I was real sad when Winds of Winter didn't come out. So I decided I was going to start a new fantasy series, and I am so excited that I picked Mistborn. I can't wait to jump into this book, which is even fatter than the last one, and it's going to be so good. I can just tell. I think it's going to be so good. And last but not least, this is actually going to be my first read of February. My friend Ashley and I will link her Instagram down below. Her and I are actually going to buddy read this at the beginning of February, and I am so excited. We both just recently bought it, and someone else, I think it's Sarah Turns Pages or something on Instagram, she's also, I think, going to buddy read it with us. So if anybody else is planning on reading this book, this month is a good month to read it, and we can all chat about it at the end of the month or something. I don't even remember exactly what this is about. It follows, let's see. In the summer of 1862, a group of young artists, led by the charismatic and talented Edward Radcliffe, descends upon Birchwood Manor in the banks of Upper Thames to spend a secluded summer month in a haze of inspiration and creativity. But by the time their stay is over, one woman has been shot dead, while another has disappeared. A priceless heirloom is missing, and Edward Radcliffe's life is in ruins. And then, more than 150 years later, Elodie Winslow uncovers a leather satchel containing 2 seemingly unrelated items. And that is all I want to know. But it's like a historical fiction mystery, although I guess it's not all historical fiction because some of it is set like now. I have never read anything by Kate Morton, to my knowledge, but this book just sounded really good, and I'm hoping that it doesn't disappoint because it's beautiful, and I always want the most beautiful books to also have the most beautiful contents. But if anybody is planning on reading this in February, let me know because I would totally like to follow along with people. I think this is going to be great, and I'm super excited. So that is all that I have set on my TBR. I don't like to be too strict with it. I feel like that's probably all I'll get to in February because 1, February is a very short month, and 2, the other books are pretty chunky, but we shall see if I beat my goal of 3 books and what happens at the end of February. I will talk to you guys all in my next video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you like the video and the content, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye!